Welcome back to the Rules of Engagement. I'm about to answer a question or two, but first let me remind you guys, if you missed any section of Rules of Engagement, you want to catch up on it, you missed any of our great Heart of the Swarm exhibition matches, or coming up next week, if you happen to miss any of these great Sunday, winter Dallas qualifier matches we're having coming up between great players like Party and Fantasy, etc. Catch all this content at youtube.com/official MLGSC2, and please subscribe there to get updates about what new video content we have coming out. So now we're going to jump into a couple questions here. And the first question, is going to be from DemonMonkey. And it's, what change in Heart of the Swarm has impacted competitive play the most? That's a good question. I mean, the first thing is we don't know yet, because we haven't really seen super competitive play in Heart of the Swarm yet. I think we'll start seeing it next week. So this is a question I might revisit again next week when you see like all the world-class players playing, and they're playing for spots in a $75,000 tournament in Dallas, a very exclusive tournament. So they're going to be doing whatever it takes to win. So far, we've seen a lot of people, you know, they may just be doing experimenting, trying things out. But next week, we're going to see really people just do whatever it takes to win. And then we'll see what really has changed the competitive play. I think Mothership Core is going to be up there. It makes Protoss a lot more free with the strategies they can do. Widow Mines and Hellbats changed a lot of things as well. With Swarm Hosts, I really don't know, and I think we'll have to wait and see until next week. Let's check out one more question from WaltGentry. Do you think Blizzard will increase the minerals required to make Hellbats? Also, do you think Widow Mines should do less damage? So, I don't think they're going to make Hellbats cost more, because you've got to keep them in line with Hellions. And Hellions can't really cost anymore. The Transform idea is really cool. What I think you could do is you could, if you think Hellbats are too strong, which I think they are right now, you could slightly reduce their damage to armored targets, right? I think it's great that they're really good against Zealots and Zerglings. Maybe make them slightly not so great against Stalkers and Roaches. So reduce their damage to armored units slightly. And then maybe also be really cool is give them an upgrade in the either Tech Lab or somewhere like that makes the transform time shorter. So that you could actually run up the Stalkers, surround them, transform in a much more efficient manner. Of course, right, if you did it right now, they'd just be unbeatable. But I think if you combine that with maybe making them do a little bit less damage to armor, I think it would be a great change. Maybe making their attack rate slightly slower. I think just making them weaker to armor would be great. And then also, do you think Widow Mine should do less damage? No, I don't. They're kind of expensive, and they're extremely punishing to an opponent who doesn't take them into account. But if people are good with their observers and their army spreads, Widow Mines, I think, are really a well-designed unit. With the Drilling Claws upgrades, you can actually kind of run to a Protoss army and kill it all sometimes. But I think if their Protoss is a little more on top of spreading their army, they'll have to get really on top of spreading our army using storms to keep Widow Mine fields, you know, if a cluster Widow Mines from flanking, things like that. I think Widow Mines are great as they are. They're strong, but they're counterable, and I think they promote a lot of fun play. So I'd like to see where they lead us as more Widow Mines are experienced with. So that wraps up this episode of Rules of Engagement. But we will see you guys again on Monday, first at 5 p.m. with a great match between Fantasy and Partying. And directly after that match will be the next Rules of Engagement episode. So if you're waiting to try tune in at 7, Monday it might be a little bit earlier, might be a little bit later. Tune in at 5 for that Partying versus Fantasy match. And then right after that will be the Rules of Engagement. It's going to be a great match. You can catch it all right where you're catching this now. See you guys on Monday.